What if I told you that everything you believe about human connection is built on a fragile foundation? That all those bonds you've clung to, all the people you've trusted with your heart, what if they were all more self-serving than you've ever allowed yourself to admit? This isn't about being cynical. It's about realizing that most of the time, we're not loved for who we are, but for what we bring to the table. And deep down, you've seen the signs. People pull away, disappear, or turn cold when they no longer need what you offer. But you never wanted to face it, because it's easier to believe in fairy tales than to accept what's really at play. Now, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, how much of your life has been spent believing in the illusion of unconditional loyalty? That your partner, your best friend, even your own family, would stand by you no matter what. The truth is, they wouldn't. Not in the way you think. The world was forever changed in 1513 by the words of an exiled diplomat named Niccolò Machiavelli. He wasn't writing for kings, politicians, or even philosophers. He was writing for people just like you. The message was disturbing, and for good reason. He didn't sugarcoat human nature. He didn't let you hide behind pretty ideas of love and loyalty. He exposed something brutally real. That love, loyalty, and all those warm feelings, they're only real as long as they serve a purpose. And when the benefits stop, so do they. Machiavelli wasn't trying to teach people how to be cruel or manipulative. He wasn't saying, act selfish, hurt others. No. He was laying bare the uncomfortable, undeniable truth. Every relationship, yes, every single one, is driven by self-interest. This truth isn't just about politics, or power, or ancient history. It's about you, and the people closest to you. The friends, the family, the ones you trust most. If you think back deep down, you'll know this is true. When you no longer provide what they need, whether it's emotional support, validation, or some other form of value, watch them slip away, piece by piece. They will justify it, and so will you. But the truth? The truth will cut deeper than any justification. We're told from the moment we're born that people will love us unconditionally. But when life hits hard, when you lose your job, your health, your status, how many of those people stick around? The truth you never want to admit is the coldest of all. They will go. You'll be left alone, and you'll be forced to ask, why? Well, here's the answer. You stopped providing. But Machiavelli didn't just throw out a bitter, unprovable idea. He proved it through careful observation of human nature. Through his experiences, he uncovered the patterns we all follow. The only question is whether you'll see them clearly or continue living in the illusion that everything is based on love. Think about your closest relationships. The ones you've convinced yourself are bulletproof. Now ask yourself this question. What happens if you lose everything? Your money, your health, your charm, everything that made you valuable? How many will stay? Be honest with yourself. The answer won't be pretty. But it's the truth, and once you face it, you won't be blindsided again. You'll stop expecting loyalty to last forever. Instead, you'll see the truth. Relationships operate on what people gain from you, not who you are. And you're not the only one. Everyone operates this way. Even you. You don't like hearing that. You don't want to believe it. But here's the thing. It's not evil. It's just the way humans function. Even when you thought you were being selfless, what you were really doing was protecting your own self-interest. Even when you thought you loved without expectation, there was always a hidden benefit. Now, I'm not saying you can't have genuine connections. I'm not saying that real love doesn't exist. But what I am saying is that love, loyalty, and friendship, all of it, is rooted in exchange. Even if you don't realize it. Even if you tell yourself that love should be unconditional. That's the lie you've been told. And here's the question. Will you keep believing it? Machiavelli's observation goes deeper than just cold logic. It reveals the psychology beneath our actions. It explains why the person who says, "I'll always be there for you," turns their back when you need them most. It's not about them being evil. It's about the exchange no longer benefiting them. We're trained to hide from this truth. We don't want to see it, because facing it means admitting that the love you thought was unconditional isn't. But once you see it, really see it, you'll stop being surprised when people disappear. You'll stop taking it personally. You'll understand that people operate from self-interest, and that's just part of human nature. Once you accept that, you can stop being hurt by betrayal. Stop questioning people's loyalty. Instead, you'll begin to see the world clearly for what it is. People are driven by their needs, and when those needs change, the relationship will change. And once you've understood this, You'll never look at your friends, your partner, or your family the same way again. Welcome to reality. But how does this shift actually change your life? How does understanding human nature on this level help you in your everyday interactions? Well, that's where things get truly eye-opening. And we're just getting started. Stay with me, because the next part of this is going to be the hardest truth yet. What you're about to learn isn't just going to shift your perspective. It's going to make you see how every relationship you've ever had, and will ever have, is governed by something much deeper than you ever realized. And if you can accept that, if you can stop running from it, you'll have the power to transform the way you live, the way you love, and the way you navigate every relationship you have. We're not just talking about surviving relationships. We're talking about mastering them. But it all starts with accepting one simple, brutal truth. People are self-interested. It's easy to believe we're above this kind of behavior. We like to think of ourselves as different, more loyal, more selfless. But if you really want to understand the world, you can't ignore the truth Machiavelli uncovered. And that truth, however uncomfortable, doesn't just apply to other people. It applies to you too. Once you stop hiding from this truth, you'll start seeing the world through an entirely new lens. No more illusions, just the hard reality of how relationships work. Machiavelli wasn't a cynic. He wasn't claiming that humans are all selfish monsters. He was documenting the patterns that have repeated for centuries, and patterns that still govern every relationship you have today. And if you really want to navigate these relationships with awareness and power, you need to understand 3 core truths. These aren't just philosophical ideas. They are practical insights that will change the way you engage with everyone in your life. Let's break them down. Truth 1. People stay for benefits, not bonds. You've felt it. Maybe you've even justified it to yourself. The relationships where you gave and gave and gave, but when it came time for the other person to return the favor, silence, distance, disinterest. Machiavelli wrote, "Men love according to their own will and fear according to the will of the prince." What does that mean? Let's break it down. Affection? It's a currency. People like you as long as you provide something they want. The moment you stop providing that benefit, whether it's emotional support, validation, fun, or even financial, they will pull away. That's not evil. That's just human nature. Machiavelli knew that human nature isn't about everlasting bonds, but about what you bring to the table. People don't stick around because of history. They don't stay because of the memories. They stay because the relationship continues to serve their interests. When things go wrong, when you can't provide anymore, whether it's due to a personal crisis or a shift in circumstances, watch how quickly they vanish. They might not even realize they're doing it, and neither will you, at first. But the relationship was always about what you provided, not who you are. This isn't to make you feel cynical or hopeless. It's about being realistic. How many times have you distanced yourself from a friend or partner who could no longer meet your needs? How many times has your interest waned when you realized they couldn't offer what they once did? It doesn't make you evil, it makes you human. Here's the uncomfortable but powerful truth. Everyone operates this way, you included. Truth 2. People test your boundaries constantly. Now here's where things get a little more unsettling. Machiavelli was an astute observer of human behavior. He knew that humans don't just want things, they want to see how far they can go. Men never do good unless necessity drives them to it, Machiavelli wrote. Think about that for a second. People won't respect your boundaries unless you make them respect it. They'll test you over and over again to see just how much they can get away with. And here's the kicker. If you let them, if you don't enforce the consequences, they'll keep pushing. They'll cancel plans on you, ignore your needs, take advantage of your kindness. All because they haven't yet met the wall of your limits. It's not malicious, it's just psychology. Humans naturally seek the path of least resistance. And when you let someone walk all over you without any consequences, they'll keep doing it. And in the process, they'll lose respect for you, even if they still claim to love you. Think about it. The friend who constantly cancels plans at the last minute. They're testing you. Do they get away with it? Or do you enforce some kind of consequence? The partner who speaks disrespectfully, they're testing how far they can push. What's the response? It's not just about enforcing rules. It's about showing people that you won't tolerate poor treatment, that if they step over the line, there are real, unavoidable consequences. Because when there aren't, You teach them that it's okay to treat you poorly. Machiavelli's insight is brutal but undeniable. People respect boundaries that are enforced, not just stated. So when your partner, friend, or colleague crosses a line, what do? Do you let it slide? Or do you set the standard that disrespect has a price? Truth 3. Attraction dies without strategic distance. This is the one you'll want to ignore the most. But listen carefully, because this is where your power truly lies. Machiavelli observed something vital about power dynamics. Complete accessibility destroys value. The more available you are, the less intriguing you become. This is true in all relationships, but especially romantic ones. You've seen it. At the beginning of a relationship, there's space. You have your own life. You have your hobbies, your friends, your independence. You're intriguing because you're not fully known, not fully available. They chase you, and you chase them back. There's mystery, there's desire. Then, something shifts. You move in together. You spend all your time together. You start sharing everything. Suddenly, there's no more mystery, no more intrigue. You've become an extension of the other person. You've given up your autonomy. And here's the truth. Attraction fades. The relationship goes from exciting and fulfilling to stagnant and routine. The very thing that made you attractive, your independence, has now disappeared. In romantic relationships, as well as friendships and professional ones, the same rule applies. When you become entirely available, when your world revolves around someone else, you lose your value. You're no longer a person. They see you as an extension of their own life, a utility that can be accessed whenever they need it. And people don't pursue utilities. They take them for granted. Machiavelli's advice? Maintain strategic distance. Don't give everything away. Keep some mystery. Keep some part of your life separate. This doesn't mean playing games. It means recognizing that total transparency and complete availability kills desire. The person who remains a separate entity, someone with their own life, their own goals, is always more attractive than the person who's constantly accessible and entirely known. The same applies to friendships. The friend who's always available becomes the one you call when you have nothing better to do. The colleague who responds to emails at 2 a.m. is taken for granted. The family member who accommodates everyone else's needs becomes the one whose needs are never prioritized. This doesn't mean never being available, but it means knowing the value of being scarce. Scarcity increases value. So what do you do with these truths? How do you use this new knowledge? Because now you can see your relationships for what they really are. You'll no longer be blindsided. You'll stop being shocked when people fade out of your life, when your partner pulls away, or when your closest friend turns their back. You'll stop wondering why loyalty is conditional, and you'll start structuring your relationships in a way that works for you. And if you want to know how to apply this, well, that's coming next. Stay tuned.